everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of We Goat to Know You. We want to know you, the show where we want to talk to you. If you are a Chivahermano or a Chivahermana that lives outside Mexico, wherever in the world you are, we want to know you. We want to talk to you. We want to know your story. We want to know how is it that you are a Chivahermano, and how is it that you enjoy and that you live for this crest and for these colors and for this passion that is called Chivas. My name is Gabriela, and you may have seen me around in We Go to Live. That is another show that we have right here in Chivas TV, that we talk everything Chivas, Chivas Femenil, and Tapatio exclusively in English. So welcome everybody. This is episode 1. I'm so excited. We have an amazing guest, una de nuestras madrinas that We Go to Live, and I'm so happy to have her back because we have a lot to talk about, and she has a lot of news stories because she was recently in Guadalajara for the finals. And we didn't get to meet, unfortunately, but yes, we have a lot of stories to share, and of course we want to share them with you. So welcome to episode 1 of We Go to Know You. Hi everybody, welcome back. My name is Gabriela, and I'm going to be your host in this new show of the We Go to universe. That this is called Go to Know You, and this is a show where we want to talk to you, and we want to know all the story behind your Chivaverse fandom situation. So today I have a very special guest, as I said before, is one of our madrinas, a very good friend of the show already, and in general of the Chiva universe. But she lives in Dallas, and she's a huge Chivahermana. She follows Chivas Femenil and the men's team, and she was recently in Guadalajara for our heartbreak that was the final. So without further ado, please welcome my very good friend and a very good friend of this space, María Itzel. Hi.
Hi.
How are you, girl?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I'm great and so happy to have you here again, our madrina. We had a chance to talk to you before on We Go to Live, and we got a chance to know your story. But when I was talking to you, because this has been working for a while now. We've been talking back and forth for a while for this specific project, and we were talking about what else can we say? What else can we do? I mean, again, all the information and all the stories that you have, and more recently, I think we have a lot of stories to share of the recent history in Chivas that we unfortunately didn't have that had the chance to meet. But I think we had a lot of things to share. So again, welcome and thank you for being here again.
Thanks for having me. Feels good to be back. I feel part of the
Great.
show already.
Great. And we were saying earlier before going recording, we were like, we're not over it. Like I'm still weeping every once in a while. Yes, I'm still like puffy, and we're still thinking. So, okay, so let's start from the beginning. We already have this story from the other show, but I want to know like more, and I want every Chivahermano and Chivahermana watching this right now to know your story. So where are you from and how all this started?
I'm from Dallas, Texas. Born and raised in Texas. My family's from Michoacan, so they all grew up obviously in the Mexican football culture. So family half Americanista, half Chivistas.
Oh,
Thankfully, I got the Chivista side from my mom's side of the family.
thankfully.
Thankfully, because I don't know if I would be here right now. But yeah, growing up, I played soccer since I was 5, from what I recall. So my first Chivas, me being like in front of a TV, I think it was in Copa Libertadores contra
Mhm.
Boca Juniors. I remember that
Mhm.
game, and obviously el
Legendary.
campeonato de
Mhm.
2006, because by that time I'm from 95, so I'm like 9, 10 years. So me, that I can actually remember, watching a soccer game, it was 05, 06, so when I was like 9, 10 years old. And then
Mhm.
from there, I mean, hardcore Chivas fan family, is they go to the, games, drive to games if they were not in Texas, because they, usually back then they wouldn't come to Texas, maybe close to the border or like California. So we would stick to, driving to
You would
games
drive
here
from
and there.
Texas to California.
No, flew there.
Oh, I was like,
No.
what?
That's 24 hours. No, ma'am.
No, there's no way. I mean, we
No,
love Chivas, but I don't know if that's like, you know?
no, flew. Yeah, I've flown to California. Yes, but no, I wouldn't drive. I'm a
No,
person, no. 24 hours in a car with family. No, thank you.
no, thank you. No, thank you. And how was that? I'm really interested in knowing, like, what is like on my side, for example, the vast majority of my family is Chivas and a few like Cruz Azul, Atlante. But as far as I know, I don't have Americanistas in my family. So how is that in your family? Like Chivas America, like it's not like it's the perfect rivalry.
Oh yeah, you hear like family cussing at each other, gets that intense when it's a classical, even if it's a friendly, it's like what, no, like your players are mad, like your players nothing, blah blah blah, and you can just see like the aggressiveness, but at the end of the day, it's just a game.
Oh
So
man.
like, we hug it out at the end, but like it's been rough. It's been rough this past couple of seasons where Chivas hasn't done pretty well in the
Yeah.
clasical. So it's toda la carrilla,
And how
like
and how was it in this semifinal? Like how was it with them?
crazy. You already know, like rubbing it in their face, this and that. Like, oh, how'd your team do? Y'all thought you had it at the beginning. Y'all should have waited out before you started talking.
Right. But at least you take it with humor, and but
Yeah,
I
everything's
know of
humor.
stories of people that go absolutely crazy, even though they're family. So I'm glad to hear that it's all friendly at the end of the day, and that you hug it out, and it's just a game, you know.
So at the end, hug it out. Chivas is still better.
Yeah.
I have to throw it in there a little, just a little
I
bit.
love you, but Chivas is better. Oh my God, awesome! And you said that you played. What position did you play it in?
Forward. I've been a
Wow,
forward from since I was 5 up until college. That's where I stopped. So roughly 90. If I can
wow,
play
wow!
forward.
And what is your goal count?
Oof. Damn,
Yay!
I don't remember.
Show it
I
off.
was pretty decent. Not trying to brag or anything.
Like Licha level, kinda.
No, Licha's another level. That's another kind of
Come
level.
on, te estoy
I
echando
wish.
flores.
Maybe just a tiny bit.
A tiny bit. Okay, perfect. And tell me, okay, so what is the story? I can see in the background a couple of shirts. Yes, I want to know everything about that. So, because you told me something off air that those are signed.
Yeah, they actually are. This
Oh
one, my
my God,
favorite.
number 24.
And I just put them in a frame like during this week. But I had to because I'm not sure if you can really see, but Licha signed it right there.
There's La
Alicia.
Depredadora. There it is. I think you can see it better there. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous.
Yeah, what was it? Sadly, it's a bit bittersweet story because I went to the cuartos, Pachuca versus Chivas in
Mhm.
el Jalisco. And it was my first time being at the Jalisco because I had it at
Mm.
Teatron. And so we thought we were gonna see a different type of game. But we know what happened. I don't even want to go through it anymore. Or talk about it porque luego it just brings bad memories. But
Right.
at the end, but towards the end of the game, so they're like saying thank you to the fans for going, and then we just go outside and wait for like the players exit. And so players are coming out, and obviously they seem upset. They just got kicked out of the cuartos. So Licha's the only one coming out, and I was with a group of friends, and they started saying like, "Oh, María Itzel is like from Dallas, Licha. Like, can you please sign her jersey?" And I was like, "Stop! Why y'all
I
saying
come from very far away.
that?" I come from her, but yes, please come here. And then, so she's like, obviously, you can see her, facial expression, upset, mad, understandable,
Yeah.
So I see her approaching, and I'm like, Licha, can you please sign my jersey? Like I did say I came from Dallas, like you're like my favorite player, And she just stops by, looks at me, and she's like, okay, I'll do it this time. And then she just signs it, and I'm just like holding it, shaking. And I'm like, thank you so much, Licha, for doing that. And she just walks away. And surprisingly, I was the only one that she got up close to, signed jerseys, and like from there, she like just got talked to her people and left the Jalisco. And I was like,
Wow.
I
Well,
really did get lucky.
but her saying like, okay, I'm going to do it this time and signing it, I would be like, I'll take it. I don't care. I
Okay,
want
sign it, and I'll go away. I'm done.
exactly. So next time I'm in the Lacro, I'm going to say like, hey, I come from very far away. Please sign my shirt. And the Nene one, what's the story?
Yeah, crazy story. So you guys can't really see it, but there are pictures. It was one day, the day before they it's like kind of there's like con cariño to Itzel from Nene and his whole signature.
Oh, Nene.
Uh, my favorite. My favorite. If you look at my Twitter, I vouch for that man. So he was clásico before they headed out semifinals de vuelta before they headed out to Ciudad de Mexico.
Mhm.
So my friend was like, "Hey, I think they're exiting. Oh, ya van a salir del Verde Valle." And I was like, "I don't think we're gonna make it. Like it's already late. We were already seeing like posts from Chivas like that they were about to head out, and we're like, we're only like 15 minutes away. Like let's go." And I was like, "Okay, let's go." So we're driving up, and you see like the Chivas bus and like a few players. Like I saw Pollo, I saw Chiquete,
You saw
and like there you go.
pollo.
I was like,
Okay.
"Hey, Pollo, hey, how you doing?" I'm from Dallas.
Exactly. There you go.
So I was like, obviously there's videos that I have like me like Pollo, like you're gonna kill it, go do your thing, you know what to do, like encouraging them. And then I think one of the last ones was Nene. And he's like coming out, like he seems kind of serious. And then my friend again is like, Nene, she came from Dallas. Can you please sign her jersey? And I
It
was like,
works.
is that gonna
It
work for
works
you?
every time.
And I was like, at the same time, I was like, don't say that. But I was like, if it works, it works. So he's like coming and he's like talking to other people, but I guess he heard like, she's coming from Dallas. She came from Dallas, and all I did, I was like behind a fence, so I just stick out my jersey, and I was like, Nene, please, can you come sign my jersey? And then he just gives me the nod, like, yeah, like give me like a minute, and I was like, oh my god, is this really happening? At this point, I'm like fangirling over here. At this point, I see him approaching, so I'm recording, but like I see him getting closer, and I'm like, what do I do? Like, hold my phone? Do I hold the jersey? Like, what do I do? Put my phone away, and I just take out my jersey, and he's like, who should I address this to? And I was like, oh, he said, like my name. If you want to, go ahead. And then he's like, okay, he's signing it, and then he's like, and I was like, good luck, like you're gonna kill it, like go win at the Capital Roja Blanca, this and that. And he's like, thank you for supporting. And then I just like, he goes and I'm like in shock. And I'm like, it happened so fast. And I'm like, did this just really happen? And then like, I turned around and like, I just started bawling. And I was like, oh my
Oh.
God. Because he's my favorite. So I was like, oh my God, did this really happen? Because I tried the first time that I went to Guadalajara in March. And we're talking, May, and it didn't happen. And I was like, it took me three times that I went to Guadalajara to finally get Nene to
Third
sign a
time's a
jersey for me.
charm. Yay! I'm so happy for you. I'm so jealous. Okay, first of all, like I don't live so far away, and I've not been able to go to Guadalajara that often. But I'm so happy for you. I mean, yeah, I would have had the same exact reaction, and yeah, I hope someday I can get a lot of signatures too on my jerseys. But hey, okay, I don't want to talk about a very delicate subject, but I think we have to because it's very recent. But another of the things we had planned to talk about this, and I mean, we cannot skip this by any means, but we already talked about special moments, moments that made you cry, happy tears, and made you happy, extremely happy. So what are, on the other hand, some memories that you have, recent or not recent, of Chivas? And we know that being a Chivahermano se sufre por amor, and we know about suffering, and we know about pain, and we know about celebrating, but we also know about the defeat. So what are one of your most sad moments as a Chivahermana?
I think just it had to be this year. I mean, obviously, I've seen them lose. I have seen them not make it to the finals and all this, but being in Guadalajara for the first time, going to games, it's it's a whole different vibe, whole different vibe. And fun fact, I haven't seen them win at all in Guadalajara.
My
From
God.
March to May that I have been there, I haven't seen them. I went to the Clásico Nacional during the normal season.
Mhm.
They lost. I went to I went to the semifinal del Clásico, ida. They lost. I went to todavía no lo supero. But I went to the final and they lost. And it's like, am I like jinxing them? And should I
No,
not
that's
go to
me.
Guadalajara anymore?
That's me.
You know? And it's crazy, and it's just like being there and actually seeing them lose in person instead of a TV or through a TV. It's sad, and then you just hear like everyone like stay quiet, and like you exit out the stadium, and it's so quiet when it's usually like like the barra and everything. It's just like, am I gonna experience a win? Am I gonna experience a win? Should I go again?
It's like 100 times worse, in my opinion. Like you can
Yeah.
watch Chivas lose on TV, and sure, you can be upset, and you can like say a couple of things, but
Tweet about it.
one thing is that, yeah, and the other, like, uh, obviously because of this and my job, and we were like, okay, so we're going to the final, and el partido de vuelta is going to be here at home. So okay, everybody's going together in the stadium. Yeah, sure, perfect. And I mean, we got this. I think there was a tiny bit of confidence and cockiness, but we can talk about this a little bit later. But I was one of them. Like I was not like super sure that we were going to win, but I was like confident that they could do it. Um, and yeah, I remember those first 60 minutes where we had it, and we were like, I mean, this is it. It cannot get better than this. Like a 2-0 at home, we have it, and it's 100, 1,000 times worse at the stadium because, as you said, I remember I lost my voice completely on the 2-0 because I was like, "Ah!" And everybody went crazy, and the atmosphere, and you can barely see Tigres in the stands. Like you can see like a few yellow dots in the stands, and it was crazy. And then suddenly, silence. Like everybody went
Yeah.
quiet, and it was like, is this really happening? And I remember the walk from the stadium to the car, like it was like the longest walk and the most depressing time. I remember
It was.
I remember I couldn't stop crying, and I was like, oh man, I mean, I was talking to a friend, like, okay, if Tigres was like 3-0, in the first half, it would be like, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, it
How we
sucks,
saw it coming.
but we had it. We had it.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever in my life, to be completely honest, screamed so loud for some goals. Those two
Yes.
goals, like I teared up. They were throwing
Yeah,
beer,
yeah, yeah,
everything from the stands. You were getting all wet. And then, to go from, like you said, a 2-0 to having Te Deseo Lo Mejor live, the band.
I can.
And it's like, oh my God, we had it. 45 minutes.
Yes.
We were 45 minutes plus extra
Yes.
time away from lifting that cup. And it's just to go all downhill in a matter of 45 minutes. It's just horrible. I saw the first goal, and I was like, okay, we still got this. We still got the second goal. And I was like, no. And then as soon as the third goal went in, I literally just scratched down on my seat, and I covered my face, and I just cried. I didn't see the rest of the game after that third goal. I couldn't.
Same.
I was like, this close,
This close.
this close.
This.
With all the coincidence,
Yeah.
that
I
was going on, and I was
know.
like, this close.
I know. And tell me something, because I was talking to a friend and he was like laughing because I was like, to this day, I cannot listen to Te Deseo Lo Mejor. I cannot. Like, it gives so PTSD. Like, because it was a song of, I think they played it desde que le ganamos a Atlas in cuartos de final.
Yes.
Then with America. So it was like a theme because it was also in 2017. So it was like, okay, it's happening. The coincidences, and it's happening, and blah, 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 blah. And then having the, what's the name of the band? Alta Consigna, playing it live at the stadium. And it was like,
and everyone singing.
Everybody singing, everybody with their phones. I mean, if you are a Chivahermana and you're watching this, you know what we're talking about. It was live on TV, and if you were at the stadium, you know perfectly. I still have goosebumps. But at the end, it was like so sad. I was not even mad. I was so sad because we were talking about this. You could see the players giving it all, absolutely all, in every single game. And I think that last game with America was like, we got this. Like, we got this.
The comeback.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Okay, so arriba corazones, as we say, because I mean, it's so recent that we have to. And I'm pretty sure that
I think we're day 13, day 12. I'm keeping track until I get over it, lo supero. I think I'm keeping track. I think we're day 13, if I'm not mistaken.
I stopped counting at day 8. I was like, okay, I'm done. Okay, next. But yeah, it was hard, especially if you were at the stadium. It was hard, and everybody going out of the state silence. Like, you can, I can remember listening to people crying. Like, it was crazy. It was absolutely, when the second goal was scored, like the 2-2. I went to the bathroom because I was like freaking out. I was like, I have to leave. Like, for 5 minutes, I have to leave. And I went. There was this little store of Chivas items, Chivas merch, and I went through that little store. And I remember the people there, like, bring the campeones shirts, because we are going to start selling them the minute Chivas quede campeón. And I was like, and I remember when I heard the third goal, the first thing I thought was of them, that all those shirts that are going to stay behind, because so sad, so incredibly sad. So yes, I mean, we have to talk about the special and happy moments, which we have a lot of, but we also have to talk about the sad ones, because as Chivahermanos, again, we know what's like, being sad and being depressed for Chivas. But again, de este barco nadie se baja. So Itzel, so time flies when you're having so much fun. And we are starting to getting ready to wrap this up. But I want to, if you want to be in this show, go to know you like María Itzel, please send a DM through our Facebook page, official Chivas Facebook page. Send a DM and tell me that you want to be in the show, and we can talk and know your story and share anecdotes and laugh and cry and be happy and be depressed, whatever it is that you want to share with us. And so we, as Chivahermanos, we can still create, we can still be creating this community of all Chivahermanos and Chivahermanas from that live outside Mexico, that speak English. And we want to know you all. So please send a DM through our official Facebook page and tell us that you want to be here featured on Goat to Know You. So to wrap this up, I want to ask you, so as a Chivahermana de corazón, where do you see, or where do you want to see Chivas in the near future? Like in 5 years, in 10 years? We're talking about femenil and varonil, whatever it is that you want to talk about specifically. Where do you see Chivas?
I think for the varonil, I really want to trust, and I trust Fierro's process. the whole, what he has going on. You can kind of see with the movements right now during off season. I want to say by 5, 10 years from now, I see Chivas being at the level that they are known for. The biggest team in Mexico. So I think we are heading in the right direction. We came from a season where, if we're being completely honest, no one really thought we were gonna make it to a final.
Right.
So making it through a final within, a coach that didn't know the Liga, and to make it there and then know what's kind of going behind the scenes, I kind of see Chivas, being back up there where we need to be, you know. In regards to the femenil, same thing. I'm hoping that the directiva and all them, get players that they need or need help with, and get back to fighting for those titles. Because I think now recently, with America winning, they tied Chivas in the championship. So we're right there,
Oh
and
my
we
gosh.
can't let them. With Monterrey too, I think we're all three. Monterrey, Chivas, and America are all tied. So we gotta do something this year, because we just can't let them
We cannot
go
let
over,
them.
especially America. But yeah, I see them. I see them being top of the league, up there with Tigres, hopefully soon.
Soon, hopefully. So I agree. I completely agree. And I think that a lot of people didn't give a lot to Chivas this season because, again, we have not been doing well in the past seasons. And we had a coach that was new and that never worked in Liga Mexicana and had not many experience, much experience. So I think that what Chivas did was very impressive. And I think I talked about this in We Go July, like the mentality thing, the shift in the mentality of the guys that we haven't seen in a while. Like when Pocho arrived, I think that was also a great change and shift in the mentality of the team. Like that leader that Chivas needed on the field and off the field also. You can see that and you can feel it. And obviously, when Alexis came back, everything changed, and it was just going up and up and up. And I was really impressed with Paunovic's strategy overall because he had like a very solid team on the field every single time. But when he had to, he made rotations, and he would like. I remember when the second leg with Atlas in cuartos de final, seeing Pollo in the starting 11, I was like, what? But then it made perfect sense because at the end of the game, you could see that Pollo completely erased Furch from the field. And that was all of those strategic tactics and knowledge that he has, even though he doesn't know much of Liga Mexicana. It's like top notch. And I give like all the kudos to him because I think that what he did in just 6 months, it's very, very impressive. And I think it's only going to go up. Yes, it was. I don't want to say that it's a fracaso, like the final. I mean, if you talk about like the main goal, and he said it when he came here, I came here to win. And I mean, every single coach has to say that and needs to have that position to say, I have to win. I want my team to win. But going to all the way to the finals when nobody gave like, for Chivas, it's very, very, very impressive. And I think that from here it's going to go up, up, up. We probably have Macias back soon. So that's going to be interesting. So we have to stay also in the lookout for refuerzos, hopefully. Let's hope that's happening soon. Okay.
Poligol?
Or, I don't know. It's possible. Everything is possible at this point, I think. So it's going to be very interesting what Chivas has to bring to the table the next season, because I think right now teams should be fearing Chivas because of all the strain that the team has gotten in the last 6 months because of Pauno. So anything else you want to say?
No. Thanks for having me.
No. Thank you. Again, I'm so happy to have you here, nuestra madrina. If you haven't watched We Go to Live, where Maria was featured, and she introduced herself as a Chivahermana, hardcore Chivahermana. Please go watch that episode. Exactly, go watch that episode. We're going to leave the link of that show down below so you can go watch it. And again, I'm so happy to have you here, nuestra madrina oficial de Go to Know You, María Itzel from Dallas, Texas. I hope I can meet you really soon. We can meet in Guadalajara, hopefully really soon, because big things are coming for Chivas. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you again for having me. It feels so good to be back.
Great. So thank you so much. And thank you everybody for joining and for watching episode 1 of We Go to Know You. Go to Know You. So again, if you want to be featured in this show, please send a DM through our Facebook page and let us know that you want to be featured on Go to Know You. So thank you so much everybody, and we will see you very soon on We Go to Live. Bye.